Look at that. The same texture is right in front of, I mean, the camera's here, and it's vibrating, but it's because that's what it is. It's a medium that we are in. See how it vibrates. You see in the camera, and say, oh, those are pixels. No, those are not. Pixels are little squares. These are none of that. These are tubey, roundish, and they all, shape of hand. Look, right there. Look at the see the exact same thing that you see on the moon, on the surface of the moon, on the space around the moon, in the sun, around the sun, on every moon and planet. I mean, not that I am obsessed with this shit, it's just that I'm trying to convey the message for people to look at it in a different way, because we just follow other dudes that are limited. Their minds have become limited. They don't talk about the objects in the Enceladus images. Look at this one. See, look how it vibrates. And I'm freezing the video to show that texture, those hands, a tiny, little, medium, large, and super, and the object itself is surrounding, and it's a hand too. Look at that. It's because it's in the medium. The image of that is being transmitted through the medium, which is the same thing. So it's really, when you think about it, God's been showing us his deal from day one. We just don't see it. We don't know it. Well, I do now, but I know because I studied thousands upon thousands of images. And I was always wondering why they don't talk about the background and this, and the shape. It was some kind of arrangement there that I couldn't figure out what it was because it was so convoluted. But once I found the Apollo imaging, oh my goodness, that's what it was. See, look at that. When you freeze this video and enlarge it, then look what that was there. See the medium, that's the medium, that's the geometry, is everything, it's everywhere. And look, there is some kind of clump here. It's not just the stars and shit that you see in the background. There are things, it's like clumps of that geometry is in the translucent part, it's also in clumpy parts. It's a lot more than just that translucent deal. There's a lot more things there. It's like another world, practically another deal there that we just we don't see it. Cameras do, because cameras don't have brains. They see what they see and they show, and that's it. They don't have no issue processing the image and correcting or whatever. That's different. See, look at the geometry in another. When I stop the frame, the video, look what that is. The same thing, hands, millions of hands, tiny. Shoot. Like I say, it's an insult trying to duplicate this geometry, because you will never be able to match it, because a little piece goes underneath, it goes in front, and it comes from different directions. And it becomes, soon enough, become a map. See how many fingers already, 4 sides. You see that? And then you see this, that's a fingernail, but then there's a small one right here that is part of that. And then there is another one that is part of that. in a different direction. This one comes from this direction, this one comes from this, the bigger one, and it comes from that direction to the opposite. And you see how it already became a convoluted shit. There's lines everywhere, so if you try to duplicate it, it's impossible. It's just not possible. You cannot. You cannot. See how the subdivision of that, and tiny little, see all those fingers right here. Oops. They look. And then it look crooked and that, but it's because there's other hands intersecting in different directions. See, and you see a fingernail here, but the fingernail has like 3 or 4 other fingers, and that's a tiny, look, that's a small. See, look, there's the hand right there, clearly, look. There's the thumb, the index, the middle. I made it too big. But look, that's the hand right there. That's how you know what the original shape is before it becomes, you find in some of the geometry, you find the true shape by itself. I mean, what are the odds that you will find that shape in this small scale? But you see how there's other parts that are smaller ones. I mean, it's so complex because when you add all these other hands in different directions, it becomes a wow, man, it overwhelms you. You see, look at that. And look, check it out. Yeah, from far away you don't see a bunch of crooked shit there. And I mean, I'm not gonna be talking with technical terms, oh, the goody, no, the hell with that. I mean, I'm talking straight talk. There's no going to, yeah, I can cut off the bad words, whatever, but like I say, once you know this true shape, then you will never get fooled again. You will never be wrong. Because that's all there is. That shape is the true shape. Now, why this image is always show the same type? Because that's what is permeating through that medium, that translucent geometry. So everything else is that too. Like I said, we're like clumps of the, a different texture, but it's the same thing, manifesting in. And now this is a video recorded with a telescope by our friend Consciousness something. I can't remember what this. I mean, hard time with memory shit, man. But anyway, he records these lines, and it's kind of intriguing. How I've never seen this deal before. All these lines moving in a telescope recording. I don't know if it's the lens or some kind of effect. This is the first time I'm digging into this one. This is a separate thing. Why are these things? This is a moon recording with a telescope. But like I said, we look at the lines, how those lines moved. It could be that he caught a resetting of the projection. Like I said, how do we see this enormous moon in detail from the ground? Well, when you see the space station views of the moon, it's a tiny little thing that you cannot tell anything. It's so tiny and fuzzy, whatever. It looks like a plasma ball, a tiny plasma ball. So it must be that the atmosphere acts as a magnifying view and other frequencies. see how the lines are moving and all of that. That's a weird deal. I've never seen this before. Like I said, it's the first time he showed me this video, and I was like, wow, oh my goodness, that's a different animal. I've never seen this one before. But we need more brains, man. We need people thinking and talking. That shit that, oh wow, nice catch. But the hell with that, man. I need thinking. People that think. They really might, when I talk about stuff, it's to excite thinking, to start reasoning process. And not some cacameme crap that you are repeating from somebody else's stuff. Do your own thinking. But I mean, a good reasoning deal. Don't come with some stupid comment that I make no. Oh, there's no God, there's no creator. What do you mean there's no creator, man? So you don't exist and I don't either. So what is this then? How we came to be? Somebody made us. It's not an illusion. Somebody made us and made all of these, and we're here for a purpose. You see, when you study this thing, you cannot separate the thinking part with the physical deal. It's all one thing. See, look at the light on the top of the moon. That area right there. But when I see this moon, I see it's translucent. You can see through it. Deep inside, you see there's a geometry. It's what always got me wondering. Yeah, you see the cross and all of this, but it's like I say, you have to think deeper than just what you see. It cannot be that you follow whatever these guys say, that's what goes. No, man, you have to think on your own too. See, look at the geometry on this thing. Once you see the geometry in the sky, then you compare it to this, exactly the same. There is no difference. It's the exact same geometrical pattern, translucent, and then you see these lights and stuff. To me, this look like it's a display from the system, from that crystalline deal. See, look at the exact same geometry. It's more faded here because the image was tampered with, and I just had to enhance it and darken it and la. It was bluish, but this has blue, green, and red. It has several colors in the entire image. But even when you record this with the camera, then you see that there is a vibrational frequency deal in between the camera and the image. So that means that we are submerged in this geometrical translucent thing. That's the part that none of these investigators will ever attempt to tackle. They just, that's not that. They don't see it, period. They don't. They see the object. Oh, look, an alien. But they don't see what this is. They don't talk about that. They just don't want to talk about or don't see it or whatever, the narrow view. I call it pipe view. You only see the object. Oh, I see the object, but that's all he sees. He doesn't see this or this or this or that. He doesn't see, they don't see none of that. I've been posting a bunch of videos talking about this specific subject.